We drove to Mitchell, Georgia, nestled away in Glasscock County, about an hour east of Milledgeville. The town is named after railroad president R.M. Mitchell. It currently inhabits roughly 200 people that give Mitchell incredible small-town charm. The town takes pride in its close-knit community, their faith, and most importantly, their farming. For our project, we interviewed Bain Kelly, a full-time student and soybean farmer, as well as a few of the locals. I'm turning off a real life driving, that's right, I'm hitting easy street on mud tires. Back in the day, Potts Farm was a place to go. Load the truck up, hit the dirt road, jump the barbed wire, spread the word, light the bonfire and call the girls. King in the can and the Marlboro man.
I'm a farmer.
My family has always farmed, not as quite as big as we are today. My grandfather and great-grandfather has always farmed, and my daddy and I actually started planting a bird field to kind of start my college fund, and we did the bird field for about 8 years, and then the past 3 years the economy kind of went down, and it got to where the hobby sports like that weren't, people didn't have the extra money to do stuff like that, and I was old enough to start working and was interested in growing stuff, and I just decided to try farming.
Are you a full-time student and a farmer, or?
I am. I'm a full-time biology major at Augusta State.
Oh, so what are some of the challenges of being a farmer and then going to ASU, which is not close to Mitchell?
I try to work my schedule to where I usually only go to school about 3 days a week, and right now I'm farming 300 acres, so I'm running 6-row equipment, so most of the soybeans, as you all know, you plant anywhere from the middle of May to end of June. So usually I don't try not to take summer classes. So planting season and harvest season at around Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm usually off a couple weeks there. So usually my schedule works out to where I have plenty of time.
Do you grow any other crops?
I do. I actually grow peanuts, wheat, and corn.
Can you tell us, the importance of the tractor in the farming business, or to you in general?
Well, the tractor's used in pretty much everything. You break the land with it. You come back. A lot of people use them to spray. Nowadays, they don't use them as much because they have high boys, but a lot of people still use tractors as spray rigs. And once the crop's planted, in the older days before GMO crops and Monsanto and the Roundup Ready technology, the tractor was used pretty much every 2 weeks in the crop as far as cultivating, but now with chemicals and sprays, they're not depending on it as heavily, but they're still the most important part in the farming process.
And what will we be doing today with the tractor?
We'll be filling it up with diesel.
Yay!
Okay. We're lifting the hood.
Lifting the hood. So what does lifting the hood do?
Exposes the battery.
Exposes the battery. Okay.
And we're going to hook up our 12-volt pump
Make sure you do it.
to the positive and negative side.
I don't know how to do that.
Black goes to negative.
I don't know anything about cars.
Hook that up to that bolt.
Oh.
You got to work it on there good.
It'll work.
Just leave it on there. The red will be easier to hook up. Black side. What kind of farmer are you going to be?
I'm not going to be a farmer. I'm going to help the farmers who chop their arms off. But you're not going to chop your arm
Can you
off.
hook this side up?
Maybe. I've
This is
never done
easy.
this. I should probably know this in case I need to jump my car, right?
It's kind of the same principle.
I did it.
Okay. Why don't you climb up there and stand on here. Don't fall. Right now I'm breaking some Bermuda grass pasture land, so I have a set of 4-bottom on-land plows. You need a pretty big tractor to pull these plows. They're actually on-land plows, so that means you're not driving in the furrow. So and as you can see here, we have mules on the tractor that gives us a little extra traction to hold us up out of the fur. And these are 16-inch plows. We usually run them even with the even with the trash flippers. So we're usually breaking anywhere from 10 to 12 inches, depending on what type of land we're in. This is what they call the moldboard wing of the plow. This is a plow point. These have to be changed pretty regular, especially if you're in hard, dry land. And this is the shin of the plow. This is the point and the shin actually protect the wing and keep the wing from wearing. To rebuild this entire plow, it would take about $2,800. So you really have to keep an eye on your points and shins to keep these wings from wearing out.
A shiny little Beamer with the rack top down, sitting in the drive, but
There are 6 essential steps for successful soybean farming. First, you must test the soil in order to detect approximate pH and lime levels. If the soil is in good condition, feel free to choose the desired variety of soybean seeds. Next, the land is prepared by using deep tillage specifications. The best time to plant your seeds is between April 10th to June 10th. Next, it is important, if you are not using GMO seeds, to apply the appropriate fertilizers and pesticides to assure a prosperous crop. When the soybean has matured from a seed to a plant, it is time to harvest. What's the importance of GMOs in farming?
Roundup Ready technology is extremely important and useful in farming today. It's a lot easier when you can go out in your field and spray Roundup and it kill everything but your crop. It saves a lot of diesel and a lot of time. In previous years, cultivating was the only way to control weeds in the fields, and nowadays you can plant your fields and go back and spray Roundup twice and you're done. You don't have to go back in the field.
We recently watched a documentary called Food Inc. where it analyzed how Monsanto played a role in soybean farming and how they had sent investigators out to analyze the process of drying out their soybeans that had been purchased and reusing them as a sign of theft. Where do you see your opinion in this, and does any part of this apply to your business?
Yes, it does. It applies to everyone in farming today, and I don't understand what the big deal about not saving your seed is. It's the same as anything. Back in the 70s, Monsanto patented Roundup, and I mean, it's pretty clear that no one else could make Roundup until their patent run out, and it's the same issue with the seeds. I don't understand what the problem is with these farmers wanting to save the technology that Monsanto has spent millions and millions of dollars developing, and just beat them out of their money like that. A lot of farmers would disagree with me, but they've put the time and money into developing this technology, and I honestly believe they should be paid for it. This is a field of corn. This is a Pioneer brand, I guess GMO corn. Is Roundup Ready. It was planted on 36-inch rows with a set of 4-row 7100 John Deere planters. This is a Roundup Ready corn. We also can spray corn with a herbicide known as atrazine, which you can see there's white residue on these leaves. That's residue from the atrazine. It is a pre-emergent as well as a herbicide, so it has a residual effect. It kind of acts as somewhat of a soil sterilizer and prevents grass and other weeds from coming up in the crop after it has been applied for so many inches of rain.
You planted this about a month ago, but a month from now, where is it going to be, and when is harvest time?
A month from now, it'll probably be very close to shooting. Tosseling, that is. It'll once it puts out its tossels, then it'll start silking. And as you asked earlier, it's important to plant corn, as this could be an interesting gardening tip. When you plant corn, you want to plant it in at least 5 to 6 rows wide, because corn's wind pollinated, and the pollen grains on the tassels of corn blow down into the silks at the end of the ear corn, and that's actually one pollen grain fertilizes every kernel that's actually on the corn cob. So it's important that the corn is thick enough in order to pollinate properly.
Do you feel like this corn is going to help your business, or does it hurt it? Where does the money come in? Where does the harvesting part come in?
Right now, after I put this corn, the fertilizer for this is about a 40-acre field. It took $95 an acre to fertilize this field, and then we'll do what we call lay it by. When the corn's a little bit bigger, we'll come in with liquid nitrogen and actually insert the nitrogen beside the row, and that'll probably be another $30 to $40 an acre. So in total, I'm looking to have between $7,000 and $8,000 in this field. Right now, corn's selling at right at $6 a bushel. So I'm hoping if we can get the rain to make upwards of 100 bushels an acre on this corn, but if not, if I can make between 30 and 40 bushels an acre, I'll get my money back out of it without losing anything. Anything below that will be a loss.
Farming is a really big deal in Georgia and in a lot of places all across the United States. But where does your business in itself, like corn farming, soybean farming, and any other type of farming you may do, how does it benefit you? How does it benefit your community? And most importantly, how does it benefit the world?
As you said, agriculture is huge in Georgia, and I think it's usually about an $8 to $9 billion industry in the state every year. As the economy is hurting right now, agriculture is really, the commodity prices are up. There's a lot of prospects in overseas and people buying commodities and everything, and it's really a bright spot in our economy right now. The farm is not only important to the farmer. There's industries that aren't actually classified as farming, but that revolve around the farm and provide for the farm, take the products that the farm grows. It's just a huge employer in Georgia and other places around the country. It's just a really good industry, and right now that's what we need to help our economy.
And where would we be without it?
Probably pretty hungry.
At the conclusion of our day, we headed into town to ask local community members their opinion about the importance of farming.
I would say that farming is the roots of this community. Most of the older people in this generation, they grew up on a farm, and so they knew things such as, they woke up, sun up, sun down, and they knew the values of hard-working family. I guess that's one of the things I always taught them, if you were out in the field with your parents, you couldn't get in trouble. Today I think John Rather will tell you there's about 6 or 7 families in this community that solely farm for a living, so that's gone. What we have today is commercial farms. It's scary, but one good thing is with crops going up last year like cotton and peanuts, more people are jumping back into farming. But I'd say more than anything, just the values, the family values that farming taught is what makes this community a special community, and probably most of South Georgia, or Georgia in general, or Savage.
What I say is important. You farm, you make your own eats. Make you corn, peas, butter beans, snap beans, watermelon.
Yep. As we've seen today here, farming is a really important aspect of the world around us, including Mitchell, Georgia, and without it, we would basically be nowhere. Whether or not we got dirty today, we learned a lot about farming and a lot about how it impacts our lives.
But it can outpick a Nashville star. Yeah, the people come and pick up the driving in from miles around. Yeah, the people come and pick up the driving in from miles around.
It makes it look so easy, but it was so confusing.